What's up, guys? In this video we'll be doing a review over the Requiem-45 Pulse Rifle. Now I picked it up in the Warmind campaign and I didn't really use it throughout the Warmind campaign. Obviously I was using some more weapons catered for PvE activities, but I saw this thing, I was like, you know what, I have a feeling it'd be pretty good in the Crucible, and guess what, it is. So how to obtain this weapon: you can get it from Anna Bray in the Warmind campaign. At one point you can pick it up. There's like 1 out of 3 weapons available, so I just chose this one because I thought it was the best. Or you can get it from a loot drop / engram from Anna Bray later by turning in those Mars tokens. Let's go over the perks. So it comes with a rapid fire frame, deeper ammo reserve, slightly faster reload when the magazine is empty, 3 sight options. You have the SLO-10 post, Suros projection sight, short zoom, increases handling speed, slightly increases range. You have the SPO-26 front, the Suros lightweight red dot sight, short zoom, increases handling speed, increases range. You have the SPO-57 front, Suros threat evaluation, medium zoom, highlights enemy targets, greatly increases range and then slightly decreases handling speed. You have 2 magazine options. You have accurized rounds. This weapon can fire at longer distances, increases range. Or you have steady rounds. This magazine is optimized for recoil control, greatly increases stability, slightly decreases range. And then you have Zen Moment as its trait perk, causing damage with this weapon increases its stability. Here are my thoughts on a summary of what I use on the weapon personally. So sight-wise, I would highly recommend going with the SPO-57 front for that max range available out of all the sights, because considering this weapon doesn't have a lot of range to begin with, being able to draw people from a farther range is obviously better. These faster firing ones don't have a lot of range. The stats are obviously a little lower than I would say an adaptive frame archetype of pulse rifle. That's why I was like, hey, you might as well try to like max out the range. Magazine wise, choosing a mag is definitely a tough option here between having great range or great stability, right? I played around with both, and I personally would say if you want to control the recoil, then definitely go with steady rounds. But if you feel like you can control it good enough with accurized rounds, I feel like it's okay. I feel like its trait perk, which is Zen Moment, really comes into play here, right? Like the reason it's hard to choose the mag, because of this trait perk, Zen Moment, because it gives you stability whenever you do damage. Obviously the farther you can hit, the more damage you do, the more stability you get. Or if you can't control it, like you have to go to steady rounds, and you lose a lot of range, right? So Zen Moment itself is definitely a top tier perk in my opinion. If you end up hitting someone with the weapon, the stability goes up regardless of like what mag you have on. But again, it depends on like how far the range is. Like obviously if you get more range, Zen Moment will definitely kick in more. PvE wise, I don't have any footage, but I could say this weapon would be very consistent. With Zen Moment, you can hit crits extremely easily, and considering pulses got a huge buff, it like obviously would perform well. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as other pulse rifles that are oriented for PvE, but it'll be able to maximize damage very easily with Zen Moment and hitting crits. PvP wise, in the Crucible, this is one of the best pulse rifles to be using, excluding the exotic pulse rifles like Vigilance Wing and Graviton Lance. The reason it's so good is because of Zen Moment, right? It allows you to keep all of your shots consistent once you get some damage off on an enemy, and you can just drop people really quickly, right? Plus, I believe this pulse rifle has the most range out of the other pulse rifles within its archetype, which is that fast firing. I'm pretty sure it's 540 RPM archetype of pulse rifle. The only other one that actually fits into this category and has Zen Moment is the Iron Banner pulse rifle, the Time Worn Spire, but that's kinetic. So obviously those, like that pulse rifle itself performs extremely well as a legendary pulse rifle. So this one essentially is the same thing, except you could put it in the energy slot, right? So I believe that this legendary pulse rifle is probably one of the better ones to be using out of all of them. Obviously things like Inaugural Address is pretty good right now, especially with Outlaw and Kill Clip, but that is the adaptive frame archetype. It shoots a little slower. If you want something faster firing, this thing is definitely the way to go. Finally, my ranking is a 9 out of 10. Overall, this is one of the best legendary pulse rifles to be using in PvP right now, right next to like things like Time Worn Spire, as I said, Nightshade, if you want to go into that archetype. I'm pretty sure that's a lightweight frame archetype, comes with Kill Clip. Obviously things like Inaugural Address, all those things like can perform well in the Crucible. I highly recommend trying to get it out in the Crucible and like trying to move away from those meta pulse rifles, right? It gets a little annoying when all you get killed by is Vigilance Wings and Graviton Lances, and this thing can definitely compete. You just got to make sure to choose your situations wisely. Obviously Graviton Lance and Vigilance Wing, they can hit at a distance. This one cannot hit as far as Graviton Lance, especially with its Masterwork Catalyst right now, but still it can perform well in like a lot of good, I would say, like medium long and on down situations to even close range engagements because of its faster fire rate. Alright guys, those are my thoughts and a review over the Requiem-45 Suros Pulse Rifle. If you want to know how to support me, there'll be a link below. It'll say best way to support me. I'll take you to a 4-minute video. If you want to go check that out, awesome. But if you don't want to do that, you can always like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video, turn that notification bell next to subscribe if you want to be notified when I drop some new content on the channel, and then comment what you guys want to see below. Again, I'm making content for y'all, so whatever you want to see, I'll try to get out there as quickly as possible. And then if you guys want to go check out my Discord, the link will be below. We're actually letting A good amount of people in right now. We definitely have some chats going about some new games that are going to be coming out, like Anthem, Division 2, some others. We also have some LFG voice chat, so if you want like the crispy connection for like a Nightfall or a raid or anything like that, you could definitely go check that out and join in. It is open for everyone to join, so go ahead and do it. If you want to talk to me, like that'd be the best way personally to talk to me, especially if you want to like versus I would say messaging. Like if you have questions about anything, just let me know. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you next time.